Welcome tonight on the Speaker Show. I welcome each and every one of you. Welcome on the Speaker Show. The Speaker Show is a place of inspiration, motivation, where minds are being liberated through reasoning. And I welcome each and every one of you. I'm your host, your one and holy, Nini Lafatai. Thank you for joining me this evening. And I hope each and every one of you are doing very wonderfully outside out. And for my people here in Canada, oh my goodness, especially in Ontario. Hey, sincerely, the snow that we've been getting, oh my goodness, it was fun for me yesterday. Yesterday, after the snow, I went outside and I was right there. I was like, kind of playing like a little girl. Like a little girl lying down on the snow. Sometimes it's fun to see the snow. That's the reality. And sometimes you're like, oh my God, I just don't want this snow around. But it's really nice to see a lot of snow like that, even though it's not nice. So for my people out there, please, 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 if you don't have to be outside, stay at home. Stay at home for your own safety. It's very important. The road is very bad. The visibility is very, very bad. So I encourage each and every one of you out there to please take care of yourself. Be careful if you're driving. Make sure you can see very well. Your back, your two-side mirror, please make sure you can see clearly. If you can't see, if you're not comfortable driving, please, my people, don't go on the road. I'm begging you, please. I want to hear from you someday, somehow, even though I don't know you. So please, let's keep safe out there. So, all right. So let's get into tonight. Tonight is going to be very exciting. Like I introduced myself to you before, my name is Niniola Fatai, and I'm the host of the Speaker Show. Like I said, the Speaker Show is a place of inspiration, motivation, where minds are being liberated through reasoning. And on the Speaker Show, we coach, we inspire, we motivate. So that's mainly what we do. We inspire because we believe very strongly that each and every one of you, each and everyone out there, has been created for something special. And in order for you to achieve that, you need to be in the right environment. You need to be in the right platform. You need to feed your mind with good things. And that is what the Speaker Show is here to do for you. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is your first time of being here, do not forget, please click on the notification button, click on the subscribe, so you can always get motivational speech from us, videos after videos, episode after episode. So you can always get that from us. And also, we always have guests on the show. Like today, that is just me alone. There's always guests on the show. So, come prepared. You're going to have a great time with us. You're going to have an amazing time. So I don't want you to be left behind. I want each and every one of us to get to that place that we all need to be. And I can't wait to see each and every one of you at the top. All right, so we're going to get into what I want to talk about tonight. Now, about this topic, I've had a lot of people that they wrote message to me, and some by email, and they actually wanted me to talk about this topic. And I'm like, okay, we're going to fix a time that we can go ahead and do that. And then we've chosen today to talk about it. It is called healing. Healing is the most amazing thing that you can do for yourself. Healing is a place that you want to be. See, many of us, we hear the word healing, and then, even though we carry wounds, we carry pains, we still hang on to those pain, we hang on to those things, and we just tell ourselves, because I've forgiven that person, that is it. Because I've forgiven that person, because I've forgiven that person, sorry about that, because I've forgiven that person, that's it. I don't have to do any other thing. And we go on with this pain, we build our life with this thing. So tonight I'm going to be breaking one or two things down for us. I won't take much of our time. Like you guys know that, when it's me alone, I don't like taking our time. So we're going to get into it tonight, and I'm going to be going into different aspects. So I want you to tune with me tonight because we are going to have a very, very lovely time tonight. So now, let me ask you this, before I begin, how many of you out there Have you ever been told, or like, what if the pain, you still carry isn't because, you're weak? Have you ever asked yourself that, why am I even carrying this pain? Is it because I'm weak? Like, have you ever asked yourself, like, really deep, thoughtful questions? Because no one ever taught you how to let go, and you just kept on carrying on the pain because you don't know. So did you ask yourself like that question, that what is it that made me to still keep carrying this body that I'm not supposed to be carrying? Because the reality that I've come to realize is that, what if survivor became your identity, and healing was never explained to you, so what do you think would happen? Because I want you to think through these questions. And many of us learn how to endure. We endure pain, we endure sorrow. Very few of us learn how to heal from all these things, like I said before. And today, we're going to talk about it, because we're going to be breaking everything down. And I hope that I'm going to be able to touch someone's heart. I hope that tonight, we're going to be able to get through with one or two things and make you understand, that the past doesn't knock the door for you. You know, the past doesn't shut the door. It doesn't ask for permission. It lives quietly on your body, in your reaction, the way you feel, the certain words that you say, in your way of silence feels too loud. So, and the reality is that when we feel this way, we sometimes think that it is stress. Some of us call it anger. Some of us, we call it anxiety. We call it burnout. Sometimes, see, we just tell ourselves, oh, that's how I am. And the reality is that there are things, that there are unspoken words. There are certain things that you have kept inside of you, that they speak louder, but you don't know, and you think that you have healed, and it's because you haven't healed from your past. Now, let me be honest with you this evening. Let me be honest with you. Because, back in Africa, where I came from, many of us were taught that, be strong, you know, be strong too heli. Sometimes, we we should protect, even when we're not even able to. You see young boys that they're still supposed to learn. They're taking responsibility. Strong. The stronger you are, we should be able to comfort, and it is not strong when we didn't even understand what is happening to us. When we are supposed to be protected, they ask us to be strong. When you are supposed to be comforted, they ask you to be strong. So, what does that mean? You hide your pain underneath those things, because those are the things that they taught us while we're growing up. I don't know if somebody gets what I'm saying, because we understood that strength became a survivor for us. But survivor is not the same as healing. See, that's where we mix these things up, and we carry pain. We carry things that we're not supposed to carry. Survivor says, I will get through this. Hold on, relax, take your time. I'll get through this. But healing says that I deserve peace. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be somebody in my life. Some of you learn to smile through pain. Many of us do that. Some, they learn to stay quiet, not to express themselves, because they feel if they express themselves, it's another chaos. And some learn to just overachieve so they can prove their worth. Overdo something so you can prove your worth. And some learn to disappear. See, when we talk about relationship, I'm not going to go there tonight. We ask that, why do men go in and out? Why do they have emotional trauma? Why are not why, how come majority of them are not emotionally there, emotional intelligence? Most of them don't have. It's because of these things from little child. So I'm saying this because parents out there, you can teach the young ones that they're growing up in the better way, where you have a better understanding, that you can train them, because it's not about you listening to me. It's not about you, because it might not be useful for you. But the reality is that it's those little ones that they're growing, that you're training. What kind of message are you passing to them? Are you passing the same thing that you went through? Not being able to heal completely, and you're passing the same thing on to the younger folks that they are growing. We need to start talking. We need to start having reflection. You know, we were coping skills. They will tell you, coping skills. You don't display your character. You don't display your flaws. Just package everything. Just package everything. That's what they taught us. So I'll tell you this. The problem is this: what once protected you may end up hurting you. And I talked about this about 2 weeks ago when we talked about when I'm doing a topic on the speaker show. I think it was 2 weeks ago, that what once protected you may now be hurting you. And that's where room for change comes in. Room for change. It doesn't even ask for the permission. You just have to give it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be the same person. You're going to remain the same. You're going to be where you are without any change in your life. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about healing. When we ask, like, brave questions, you know, ask yourself this: why do certain moment triggers me? Ask yourself, why do I feel guilty for resting? Why do I apologize for having a need? And this goes to young girls, this goes to women, even this goes to men. Many men, they're vulnerable. They can ask for help. They go through a lot. They can ask for help because they believe, as a man, you have to be strong. You have to hold everything tight. You have to be in control. You have to be the head. Don't show your weakness. That's what we've been told. But ask yourself this question: why do I fear being seen or being heard or even being vulnerable? These questions, I'll tell you this. I realize one thing, that these questions are not just for you, they're not just a sign of weaknesses. These are signs of awareness. And that's what I want you to understand tonight. That these are signs for you to reflect. And awareness is the first step. I'm telling you, awareness is the first step to healing. Because you can't heal what you don't know, what you don't acknowledge. You can't. And the healing, it comes from within. It comes from within. Some, the way their parents taught them when they were young, the way they bullied them, the way they do so many things to them, they held on to that. Some hate their parent by the time they grow up. Mm. Healing is very important. It's very, 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 very important. Because when we talk about the lies that many of us have been told, that's when you will realize that life is not like that. There is a different ways that we can approach things. There are different ways that you can do things better. That time alone, like, there's this saying that they always tell us, that time alone heals all wounds. They always tell us that, but I realize that that thing is not true. Time alone doesn't heal. It doesn't heal the wounds. No, if you are not willing to make the to do it, if you are not willing to heal from within, time is not going to heal the wound. No, time is only going to let you suppress it. Time is only going to let you forget about it. Time is only going to make you, put it aside. That is no longer important. But yet many people still lives in that unconsciously. If we can get our life right, some things, honestly speaking, will make better choices. Our life will be better. Time doesn't heal what you keep suppressing. No, it doesn't. And time doesn't heal. I keep saying this. Time doesn't heal what you refuse to feel. No, because you got to express yourself. You got to create that room. Because healing requires presence. Healing requires compassion. Healing requires permission. I am telling you this tonight. Because if you are not willing to give it a room, if you are not willing to give him the space, if you are not willing to give healing the accommodation, the compassion that is needed, what's going to happen? Nothing. Permission to feel angry. It's okay. It's okay. Or to grieve what you have never known. Or maybe even to admit that something hurts you. Even if others says, oh, it wasn't that bad. Because sometimes, people will tell us, they will project their own way onto us. They will project their own way because it doesn't hurt you, because it doesn't feel anyhow to you. How about the way I feel? Because pain is not competition. It is about you. It is about the individual. And we can see that running around also, in the line of mental health as well. Mental health, like with the struggle, and often come from unspoken stories. See, we need to think about all these things. We need to come to a realization of the things that we've been told, so we can find a good ground to grow. you know I remember this. There's this story like this that goes like, oh, I had to grow up too fast. I was never allowed to express emotion. you know People say this, and I'm telling you the reality because I'm out there. We have so many people for counsel, for mentorship, and you need to hear people's stories, then you will understand. I learned love with condition. I was praised for performance, not presence. They only, they didn't give me what I deserve. Those stories keep piling up. They shape how we see ourselves, and that's the reality that we don't understand. They shape how we love, they shape how we rest, and how we trust. And I'm telling you, you need to key into what I'm telling you tonight. See, these things, they shape you, they shape who you are, they made you become who you are. And it's because you didn't realize there was no self-awareness for healing in your life. And that's why you become this person. Because they will tell you you are the product of your past. It's true. If I haven't healed, how do you expect me to trust someone? I can't. Even if I try, I'm still traumatized by the past. That it's unspoken, that I'm not able to share, that I have to suppress in order to be strong, in order for me to be accepted, in order for me to be loved by others. See, these are the wrong things that we've been diluted with. And it's sad, but it's the reality. And if we can start changing our mindset, if we can start changing how we think, how we reason, We're going to have a better life. We're going to have a better future. We're going to make better choices because you will understand that there is more to the story than just the way you feel, than just the way you express yourself. So, see, let me tell you something really important. Honestly speaking, let me tell you something really important. We're gonna round up pretty soon. Like, I love this topic, and it's not because, it's not just about me loving the topic, but it's just me seeing so much pain in people's life that they've been shallowed and not talked about, and it's sad. So let me tell you something very important. You don't heal by blaming yourself for what you didn't know then. Take that note. Because, like Oprah Whitney said, and Maya Angelou said, that you cannot blame yourself. Like, if you know better, then you would have done better. But because you didn't know any better, that's why you acted the way you did. So there's room for you to be a better person, a better version. So, knowing fully well that you heal by giving yourself what you needed back. And what do you need? Validation, safety, patience, understanding. You become the adult, the support, the voice that was needed. That is power to me. That is power, no weakness. That is power, no weakness. Understanding that some days you might feel free. Some days, the past feels louder again. Know this, that, excuse me, know this, that doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that your healing is alive. That's just what that means. Because mental health is not it is never about like struggling. It is about knowing how to care for yourself when you do. Knowing how to care for yourself when you do, and accepting it without regret. Some of you, like I said before, so many things are going on. Some of you, you're carrying guilt that was never yours, responsibilities that never belonged to you, shame, place, you know, shame, shame that is placed on you by someone else's wound that is never your fault, that you know nothing about. See, healing just simply means putting those weights down. You are allowed to release what you did not cause. I'm telling you. And I know that I'm speaking to someone's life this evening. I know that I'm speaking to someone's life this evening. You are not allowed to stop proving your word. Sorry, you are allowed to stop proving your word. You are allowed to rest without even any needs. It's for you to just be yourself. For you to rest. You are allowed. And that's the self-realization that you're okay to be who you want to be. You're okay. It is allowed. It's okay. It is okay to release what you did not cause. Don't carry the blame. Free your mind. Let go. because it was never your fault. It was never, never, never your fault, because forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is very, very important. Forgiveness is very important. It's not excusing way for you. No. It is a choosing. It is choosing. Choosing not to just let harm have lifelong control over your life. Choosing not to allow pain to take long or to take control over your life, or guilt or sorrow to take over your life. And know fully, understand this, that forgiveness does not always mean reconnection. Don't let anybody brainwash you. Don't let anybody give you story that is not. That when you forgive the person, you have to talk to the person, you have to be in connection with the person, maybe it's one time. Don't see, they've brainwashed with so many wrong things. It is your choice, but it does not mean that you have to reconnect. No. Sometimes I'll tell you this, sometimes it just means you setting boundaries. Distant. You set boundaries. Sometimes distance, you know, sometimes it just means you choosing peace without explanation, because your mental health matters a lot. It matters a lot, way more than just maintaining access to your pain, giving people room that they're not even deserving in your life, to keep causing chaos. Friends, family, it doesn't mean that. So I know our time is fast spent, but I just want to say that you just need to grow. You need to give yourself the room that is needed, that is required for you to grow. I'm telling you, you just need that. You just need that to be the best, to be the best version of yourself. And I'm gonna be rounding up with this tonight. I'm gonna be rounding up with this tonight. That take a deep breath and think of yourself. Think, you know, that healing from your past or from the past is an act of reflection, self reflection. I want you to understand that tonight. And I'm going to be rounding up with that. That it is not choosing peace over punishment. Healing is not choosing truth over silence. Healing is not choosing yourself again and again. You know, choose yourself. Healing, once again, from the past is an act of self respect. It is you choosing peace over punishment. It is you choosing truth over silence. And it is you choosing yourself again and again. If you have to 100 times, you choose yourself before you choose anyone else. And the most powerful truth of all is this: you are not just, you are not your past, you are not your trauma. Hmm. You're not. Hmm. And you are not your worst moment. You are your healing. And the healing is already happening for you. So I want to say thank you so much for staying with me tonight on the speaker show. You guys are amazing. It's wonderful to talk about this topic, because when we look at the things that is going on in the world, how we've been brainwashed. We realize that we could do better. We could do better if we know better. And that's the reality. So, thank you for listening to me tonight. And if you have any question, if you have any concern, please send us an email. We will be more than happy to help you. We will be more than happy to put you through. It is our job, it is our responsibility. And the Speaker Show is here to support you in the journey of your life. You're not alone. I want you to understand that. You are not alone. So I want you to go this evening with an open mind that yes, my healing, your healing has begun, is already happening for you. And I just wish you all the best. And I just hope that you find your path. So thank you. Thank you for listening to me tonight. And I remain your host, your one and holy, Niniola Fatai, on the Speaker Show. Now, don't forget this. Don't forget to click on the notification button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, don't forget to share the video. Please don't. Don't forget to share it, because there are people out there that need all this information. It might not be for you, which is okay, but there's someone out there who is in need of it and you don't know. And the only way that you can be of value to someone else is also by you sharing the video. So I encourage you to please share them. Let's like them, and I'll see you all at the top. And I'll see you all next week, Friday at 7 p.m. on the Speaker Show. We are here every Friday on the Speaker Show. So thank you and have a very wonderful night. And I will see you all next week. It's wonderful spending a great time with each and every one of you tonight. All right. So have a very, very good night and enjoy your evening. Bye, everyone.